Namaste everyone. As usual, good evening and good morning to the another episode of Healing Mandolin. Madhu garu, welcome.
Namaste. Thank you. Happy Healing Mandolin. Thank you, sir.
Happy Healing Mandolin. As usual, we'll start with a Kriti, Sarasa Samadhana in the Ragam Kapi Narayani, composed by Shree Tyagaraja. Thank you. Now we would like to invite one of my favorite, versatile, multi-talented artist all the way from Dubai, Kamal Musallam ji. Please welcome.
Hello.
Hello, Kamal.
Namaste. Thank you so
Very
much.
happy. Thank you for coming for the show and spending your time with us. So kind
My
of you.
absolute pleasure.
Before we go into talking, we would like to listen to you a little bit, whatever you want to play.
Sure.
Anything, your
Sure.
choice. Then I'll join you later.
Okay. I'm going to continue what you started,
Okay.
but I will make it a little bit sad. Here we go.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for playing such a beautiful music.
This
Madhuji,
is
over to
first
you.
time we heard a electric out, sir. This is first time actually.
Yes, this is like a newly developed instrument, but it has the same dimensions of the classical one.
I'm sorry, I introduced, you stay in Dubai, right?
Yes,
Yes,
I've been
that's right.
for 18 years, but originally I'm Jordanian, from Jordan.
Wow.
Yes.
Amazing, amazing. And
Uh-huh.
you know, it's so fascinating to see musicians like you. You know, it's inspiring, especially you know our people, Indian musicians, especially youngsters who are taking this as a profession. Such an inspiration. People like you come and give your advice and your experience. You know, that will motivate even me. I mean, like it's an experience to me also.
Of course,
Thank
of
you.
course. I mean, I have been. I'm always learning. First of all, you know, I only talk about the things that I've experienced, and I hope people can learn from it. But especially from Indian musicians, I only learn. You know, I cannot teach them really anything because they know everything. When it,
Musician life is always like that. We keep learning. I mean, every day is a learning process.
yes, but the Indian rhythm system, the Konakol, is such a developed one that no other rhythm section that I know can beat it. You know, it's really very, very developed.
Really develop, very complex and very interesting
Yes,
as well.
very
Uh,
interesting.
yeah.
Yes.
I
Madhuji,
want to
you have.
ask a very question.
Hmm.
You have art, you do painting, and we have seen some of your paintings are so amazing. And then
Okay.
you are an architect, and then
Yes,
you are a
true.
musician. Why did you choose music on top of both of them? You could have gone into both the fields. You are so remarkable in both of them.
You know something? I started drawing when I was a small kid, 3
Mhm.
years old maybe, and I've really became a good painter. So at an early age, you know, I used to draw like big artists, and then I studied architecture because of that, and I worked as an architect few years, and then at some sort I was not satisfied. You know, something is missing in all those arts. But when I touched into music, I really felt this is the highest level of the arts. Really, music is really the top. So that's where I want to stay. I'm still in touch with all the other arts. I still paint. I appreciate architecture. I design sometimes, but music comes on top. It's really very high in terms of spirituality.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Also, next follow-up question I have is the journey of the music itself. You took like one genre, one module of the music, and from the Mediterranean, the world, that world of the Greek and this kind of music, and you went to Rome and you released the album. From there, you went into jazz and you went into the Western. Please tell us about the journey itself and the learnings and differences. Something of a fascinating background you have. We can't get that kind of information from anyone else.
Well, thank you first for knowing all that about me. I think I would need a few episodes to tell the whole journey.
Yes.
I will try quick to give some hints. From childhood, I was attracted to both East and West in terms of musical types and styles. So in the house, we had all kinds of music, from flamenco to Arabic music to pop music to Indian music. My mother was very, open-minded to have all of that. So I was exposed to all of that from early age. And then I played in my teenage and young age, I played rock also, rock music, like electric guitar with distortion and all that.
Wow.
But then I in early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, I had this one cassette in my hands that had guitarists that played strange things. Out of them was John McLaughlin.
Oh my God.
So I was listening to something really strange to my ears. I didn't get it first. And then I started to dig behind it. That led me to discover jazz, actually. Modern jazz first, and then traditional jazz, and then people like Miles Davis and all that. And then in the 90s, I was living in Europe for my studies, and that's where I discovered Shakti, actually.
Wow.
And my best friend during my time in France was an Indian sculptor, like a Hindu, Brahmin, somebody who's doing yoga all the time. And he opened my eyes to Indian culture, big time. From Tagore to Vivekananda to this to that, to all these names that, the spiritual gurus. And I felt myself missing so much in life that I had to really follow this path and dig behind what's going on, why our current culture is so limited. And it's more of a spiritual path than an artistic path. But both are went in parallel. And the more I learned, actually the first sitarist that I knew about in India was Khalil Banerjee.
Yeah, Khalil Banerjee.
Yes, I still have the cassette that I was off mid-90s. And then I discovered Ravi Shankar and the other people. So... and then Zakir Hussain and tabla players, and what's the difference between South and North and this and that. I mean, it's a world to discover. But then, my personal interests are wider. So when I left architecture, I had very short time to understand what's going on in the theory of jazz and all that. So I compressed myself in less than a year. I bought a lot of books, and I sit down and studied on my own to understand theory, harmony, how they compose, what does this mean and that mean. It's not easy, and I had to dig a lot on my own in a short time because I wanted to launch myself as a musician, and I wasn't that young. I was 28 then. That's 22 years ago. I'm 50 now. So, So guitar was always my main instrument, but the oud, the Arabic classical oud, was my love. I can't call it my instrument. I'm not really a classical oud player, but I adore this instrument. It's so warm to my heart. When I touch it, it just speaks on its own. It's like sorry to say, it's like you're making love to it. I'm not playing the oud. I'm just enjoying the oud. Guitar is more of a technical instrument. It has its barriers, obstacles, but when you master it, of course, you can say a lot on it as well. So at the moment, I can say I'm neither a guitarist nor oud player. I'm just an experimental instrumentalist in a way or another. And I want to learn a lot more on the Indian music side, the proper classical Indian music, which is which might take me 2 lifetimes to understand just a little bit of it, because it's so big, you know, and it's so deep.
So humble.
But I think people like Rajesh and of course, you know, his brother Shrinivas, whom I met in 1999, was, you know, that concert of Shakti, or Remember Shakti, was one of the turning points in my career.
Wow.
First of all, I saw the same concert in the same month in Paris with same group. I couldn't meet anyone then because there was so much security, etc. But then when I was invited to see that same concert in Lebanon, and fantastically speaking, I didn't pay for both concerts. I was invited, you know.
So nice.
So when I went to see the second concert in Lebanon, the same group, but in a more of not in a theater, but in a historical place, Bet Din. It's a very ancient, monumental place in Lebanon. And after that concert, I could get backstage, and I wanted to meet John McLaughlin. Obviously, he's the guru of all guitarists, you know. So I met with him and all, but then somebody in the group was missing. They were not backstage, and that was Srinivas, because he was still sitting on the stage, the dark stage with no lights, putting his instruments in the box, sitting calm, peacefully, alone. You know, and that grabbed my attention so much. I didn't understand why he's not with the crowd, you know. And I waited for him. I was just waiting for him to finish and come and walk. And when he walked down the stage to join them eventually to go to the car, so I walked with him. And I spoke with him. And he was such a peaceful, he was like an angel walking, not a human being. Somebody just, and he asked me, after we shook hands and spoke a little bit, he said, did you meet Gingy or John? He meant John. And I said, yes, I met him and everything is fine. But now I want to talk to you, you know? And he gave me his card. And yeah, he was establishing a music school at that time, I think. It was the beginning. And I still have the card. And I have, of course, my very precious photo with him.
Wow.
It's,
Wow. Wow.
yes,
What an amazing picture. Both of you glowing with knowledge and music. You can see blessings of the gods of music in both of you. Such
yes,
a rare memory photo. Beautiful.
How I'm holding the hand. You know.
Oh my God.
He was just
beautiful, beautiful.
In,
You, as you rightly said, it looks like an angel. He's an angel.
Yeah.
Thank you for mentioning that.
Very nice.
I believe
Please continue.
because the way he played the mandolin was just flying you high. You know, you get you out of this world. You know, just
Amazing.
he was stealing the show. Absolutely.
I know. I mean, we all miss him. He is an angel, and then it is to get connected to him is it's like we might be having connections from previous births. That's what we believe, and then the way we got connected, you know, so beautiful.
Yeah.
And then our music is like one family. Genres can be different, but you know, we all a family of musicians, and it's such a pleasure. And I've always wondered how you switch between your oud and guitar so seamlessly. I've seen a lot of your videos.
Well, then you have seen all the mistakes.
There is no right note, there is no wrong note, as you know.
Of course. It's true that playing oud is completely different than playing guitar, technically speaking. You know, it's another instrument because this, and you have to know where the notes are. There's no frets, you know. So it's like a violin. It's like a violin. So it's really depending on the feeling. Actually, oud is it's a healthier instrument than guitar. I say that because guitar, you have the frets. So whether you look or you don't, something will tell you the note is there. Correct. You know. But in the oud, you have to feel the distance, the musical distance. You have to feel it. Otherwise, you get the wrong note. You get out of tune. So that the intonation of oud players is stronger than guitar players, in my opinion.
Isn't oud older than guitar? Actually, oud is the first instrument from which all these mandolin guitars and everything came.
It's around 3,000 years old, the oud. and it traveled. We don't know exactly if it was born in Persia or in the Arab countries. I mean, anyway, it traveled to Spain with the Arabs when they settled there, and they say it's the mother or the father of the guitar. There's still another version of the oud that stayed as its previous form, which is the lute. The lute still
Lute
played
is mother of mandolin.
Yes, somehow, yes. Yeah, it has frets. The lute has frets.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful. I mean, like, it's so exciting and amazing to learn such history. You know, as I told you, a lot of young musicians watch this show and they get educated by all this, you know, a lot of facts which you explained to us. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. I have to tell you maybe one more thing about the difference between oud and guitar.
Yeah.
In oud we can play the we have in Arabic music something that we call the maqam, and maqam is similar to the raga. It's not a scale, but it's a state of mind that involves a certain scale. So, and some of the maqams we use quarter notes or quarter tones. So you know the normal half tone scale is, but or minor. But we have the quarter, which is this. So it's like
more like Indian music. We also have that we call different ragas, Melakarta ragas. Beautiful, yeah.
Yes. So this I cannot play them on guitar. I can play them only on this one because of the position of that
Quarter
note.
note, yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. And it's so similar to our Indian classical music. Lots of similarities. Your Arabic music and Indian music, as you told, no? There's major scale, minor scale, and then in between scales.
Yes.
So
and
beautiful.
we have got inspired from India in the past, in the ancient, due to the travels of Silk Road travels and all that.
Right.
So we got so much exchange. You know, we have some Indian rhythms incorporated within Arabic rhythms. We have some long rhythms in Arabic music.
Wow.
Like counted in 10. We have rhythms counted in 10 and 13.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting, yeah. More like Indian rhythmic styles.
Rajesh,
Yes.
we want to see both of you play and see that amalgamation of the amazing music. So,
Yeah, of course, why not?
Praveenji there.
As you listen to Remember Shakti, we'll play the same scale of Maya, you know, my brother's composition. We'll try, just like Alap.
Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful. Really looking forward for our new song, which you
Yeah.
composed.
Yes, yes, yes. And
That's
that was
why deal I haven't recorded yet. Really looking forward for that song. Thank you, so
Yeah.
beautiful. I mean, you're an amazing musician. Your technique, the way you play. I mean, thank you, thank you. It's very inspiring.
Oh, thank you, thank you. You are amazing. I mean, you are a god of mandolin. You know,
No, 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 no. It's
I'm
all
so
my brother's blessing.
I'm so how to say, I'm so proud to know you and to play with you
Yeah.
this song, and hopefully live in the future.
Yes, yeah. I'm looking forward. Once this whole COVID thing settled down, we definitely need to play in together
Definitely,
soon.
definitely.
Definitely. And Madhuji has some questions for you.
Yes,
Still more. Sorry.
Sir,
Please.
music, Kamal, you have gone from music to the depths of instrument, and you literally started inventing and actually working with big companies like Yamaha, Ibanez, and
Yes,
creating instruments like your
yes.
nylon guitars and all. Please tell us, not very common to find a musician who is actually building and designing instruments. Please tell us more about this structure and architecture of instruments.
Sure, sure, sure. Actually, with Ibanez, we tried to make an electric guitar that had the quarter tones, so fretted quarter tones. Yeah.
Wow.
Unfortunately, it's not near to me at the moment, but it's a normal electric guitar with quarter tones. You can find some videos of me playing it on YouTube.
Sure,
Actually.
we'll take that definitely.
And with the other company, Golden Guitars in Canada, we actually worked together to develop this electric wood that has a cutaway here to allow access to higher notes, and that. And now with Yamaha, it was simply I'm supporting them to use the silent guitar because I travel and I take it with me. It's a guitar that is only a frame and to dismantle and put in a bag, So
Yeah, I saw that. Interesting. It's very interesting guitar. I
yeah,
saw that.
it's quite handy for traveling.
Yeah. Interesting.
But my main instrument is this one, and that electric guitar that I'm talking about is.
Also, you have produced, I know, their Grammy submitted and Grammy nominated various artworks you have done. We are waiting for the COVID to be over. What do you recommend practicing musicians, like the schedule, like how they practice, tricks, and what are the to the next generation, as Rajesh always says? What do you suggest somebody learning? Especially in COVID, music is so valuable. What do you tell people who want to learn, sir?
Well, first of all, finally, you're mentioning that the Grammy, because I'm a voting member in the Recording Academy and just received while my certificate of appreciation from them, which is this.
Wow.
Just You know,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
And then now, obviously, you know, when we are living normal times, we have a very limited amount of time because we are touring and doing shows. We come back tired from travels, etc. We have limited time to learn or to compose and to produce. But now with this kind of lockdown or staying at home, we have a lot more time available for us to learn new things, to
Absolutely.
practice, to and to sit down and compose new music, put down new ideas, and you know, to try to, if you have a home studio, try to record them in a sketchy way until things are back so you can go into studio. So I invite and encourage every musician to practice more, to learn more, and try to compose new music. You know, music is endless. There is unlimited amount of ideas and things that you can do. And listen to more music, to more styles of music, to more. Not only listen to good music, listen also to bad music, because that helps you to learn, you know, what not to play and what not to compose.
That's a nice suggestions, definitely. Yes, on
Beautifully
that
said,
purpose, I
actually.
want to produce music. That will be world standard, how not to play music.
No,
Yes,
which is true. You need to know the good and bad, then you know what not to play, which is very, very important on a serious note.
Yeah.
Beautifully
exactly.
said. You
Yes,
know,
yes, exactly.
and thank you so much, so much inspiring. A lot of things I've learned myself today talking to you.
Oh,
Thank you for a beautiful time, and really looking forward for our song and then live shows. Thank
yes,
you so
definitely.
much.
That song was composed while you were what were having you in mind. You know, it's really only you can
Thank you. I'll try my best. I'll try my best.
take your time. Take your
Rajesh
time.
Thank you,
sir,
thank you,
I
sir.
have one request.
Tell me,
Yeah.
sir.
So the first album, On a Jordan Riverside, it looks
True.
like very native, something you have produced. I think 2003, I believe you have produced that. Now,
Actually, it was recorded in '99. It's
99,
2000.
oldest. Can we
Yeah.
hear something from there? Because it's like, I'm very fascinated by cultures. And if you remember that, suddenly I'm asking out of the blue, please, the
Uh-huh.
feel of it.
I will try.
Sir, thank you.
Actually, in that album, the first song I think on the album is called "Dancing Horses."
Oh, nice.
Yes, and I've re-recorded, just for the note, I've re-recorded that song on an upcoming project, a new project that's called East Mania, that is
Oh,
dedicated to the Silk Road cultures. And I have had Mr. Billy Cobham to play the drums, you know, on the recording,
wow.
but still not released. So I will play a little bit of the melody, the beginning of the melody, if I can remember it. It's like this. Something like that. Let me see. On that album also, there is a traditional song from the Middle East called Bint al Shalabiya, the beautiful girl. It's talking about the beautiful girl that comes in the morning. And there is another one called Al Halwadi, also about. Uh, Actually, there is a nice song called Al Halwadi, which is talking. It's talking to the sun, but considering the sun as if she was a beautiful girl.
Wow.
And the melody goes like that. Mhm.
Beautiful, sir.
It's a very Arabic rhythmic.
Yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful. I mean, like, takes you to a different,
Actually,
time zone and different, completely different place. Thank you. Such a beautiful. Being a musician is a blessing, actually, and you, God bless you. What else we can say? Thank you so
Thank you.
much for
Thank
this
you.
wonderful
Keeps us
time,
young.
music. Pardon?
It keeps us young, I think.
Yeah,
Music.
definitely. Music certainly keeps us young, and thank you for your wonderful time. And it's such an honor and pleasure to be for you. Thanks for coming in the on the Healing Manly show. I hope we'll meet soon on
Yes.
stage, and also looking forward to our new song. Thank you very
Yes.
much, and have a wonderful year ahead. See you soon. Stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, dear brother.
Namaste. Great
namaste.
evening.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Kamal. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajesh, sir. Praveen ji, Mandhu garu. Thank you.